0484 060 708 0484. That is the WhatsApp voice note number that you can utilize. Send us your WhatsApp voice notes. Tell us what it is that you're going to be expecting, your team, your performances of the weekend. How are they going to be shaping up? There's a big clash in Johannesburg. I'll tell you all about it. But also for English Premier League fans, Chelsea tonight are in action at 10 o'clock. They're going to be playing against Fulham. All points are needed in that clash. Chelsea, are they convincing? Where are they stuttering? And if you're a Chelsea fan, sitting 10th position, 29 points after 20 games this season, are you happy? What is going wrong? If you think there is something going wrong, the results don't indicate the fluidity that we've seen. I mean, for Fulham to be above Chelsea coming into this game is an abnormality. But be that as it may, as I said, a big game. Orlando Pirates up against Mamelodi Sundowns. There's been hype. The build-up has been crazy. But one thing I can tell you is that we got a former Pirates man who's going to be joining me right here in studio as a legend. I don't even know what his thoughts are going to be as far as this game is concerned, but all I know is he's a Buccaneer for life.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live.
In 3, 2, 1.
On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.
The preparation has been going well, we just came from an off, so we just rejuvenating, getting back to our groove, preparing unlike any other game. We always focus on our own goals, but then this one is no different. We just have to make sure that we're ready for the game on Saturday. I think as a team, we're expecting a highly motivated, and we know that playing a big game, no one actually needs motivation when it comes to such games. But I expect them to come more because they also have gotten into their confidence, into the gelling of the players. So I think we're going to expect a very difficult match and a highly motivated team. Pirates is going to come the same way that they come basically the first fixture that we played against them. But now Pirates a bit more. They are a bit more different because they used to play 3 at the back. Now they play 4. So I think they're gonna be very motivated. But I think some of the game model hasn't changed much. They're very very dangerous on the counter. So it's things that we're gonna expect from Pirates.
Yeah, he's been such a fantastic player for Mamelodi Sundowns this season. Now Miami just giving his account of what to expect from the game this weekend. And it's been a crazy time though. Hey, Sundowns fans, 20 games played. Sundowns 52 points, 10 games remaining. They can reach a maximum, if my mathematics is right, of getting to 82 points. So what's the record? The record that was set was 71 points in a 16-team PSL league, and that was set by Pitso Msimane's Mamelodi Sundowns back in 2015-2016. But what about Pirates? Here's their coach, Jose Riviero.
It goes without saying that it's a special one. It's going to be an interesting game to see, I hope. And playing home, it's mandatory for us to prepare the game with the proper mentality, understanding that we're gonna meet a good opponent, but thinking our own duties, our own stuff, and looking for improvement after the last game we played against Gallants, and looking for the areas and departments where we need to do the things better. And in the end of the week, and like I said, an interesting opponent ahead of us, in front of us, and nothing really special. We are both teams in a good moment in terms of results. You don't win 13 games in a row if you are not doing the things well. You don't win even 3 games in a row if you are not doing the things well. So it's going to be a good test for both. One of us is not going to be happy in the end of the game.
Who's not going to be happy come the end of the game? Give us your thoughts as we head into a very busy weekend. 0607080484. Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, one of the key clashes that we can look forward to. But the big question is, where were you many, many moons ago? On this day back in 1996. Have you got any idea what happened on this day? In 1996. I think just the word 1996 should give you a clue. Because we haven't won anything as Bafana since then. Oh, but let me take you back, because Bafana were crowned champions of Africa following a 2-0 win against Tunisia at a jam-packed FNB stadium. Yeah. Mr. Mark Williams was a hero of the day, and I'm sure he's listening to the show right now and saying, yes, the nation builder.
Kamalo. There's Fish with a back header, off the post. Tinkler came up, there it's, they've done it. Williams got in there. The pressure paid off. These two towering men causing the initial damage by their height. And at last they waited a long, long time for this. Here's the first touch by Fish. Off the post by Tinkler. Flicked across there. And down went the header. They really ground that defense in. Now watch the arms going up. And there he is, Nelson Mandela. How often have we seen him doing that now in these tournaments?
Oh man, where were you? Were you even born? Hey, I'm a 2000. Probably not, eh? Oh, the good old days of the good old Bafana. How we long for those days. How we long for them to get back to their former glory. But yeah, we were just taking you back to the 3rd of February, 1996. And this day in history. Maybe you can share some of your thoughts. Where were you seated, actually? I remember I was seated at the back, sitting what they call the extra strongs there. Still a student, having hustled a ticket to go and watch. It's the worst place to sit, behind the goalpost. Right? The worst place. But you know what? We wanted to go in, and we got inside. Not for free. Hey, you know when you're hustling as students, that's exactly what happened, and I think my guest knows exactly what that is all about. Okay, we're heading towards what everybody's looking forward to, hey? It's a Friday.
Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
I think a trending topic in South Africa. 1 billion rand to the South African tourism has hit back. The acting CEO, Themba Khumalo, has vowed to continue with the sponsorship deal.
There was a question that was floated around. Is there a signed contract with the entity? No. So this whole thing that we have now signed off, a billion rands, to some team, get your facts straight. There is no signed contract. Is there an intention to? Absolutely. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
All right, shooting straight there, David Mokashwa, who is the chairman of Swallows Football Club.
This guy is talking like he's spending his grandmother's inheritance. I agree he's saying this money is not for potholes and for electricity. He must then support the local tourism to make sure that those facilities are up to standard. He must stop wasting our time.
#MSW. #MSW. Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Now, if your name is not the name that you go by. It's a name that just sits in your ID. Because when you play football, they give you a nickname. And if they nickname you Nyakanyaka, please translate. You're bound to cause trouble for whoever dares to do battle with you. And I'm not lying. Now, South African football was blessed, ladies and gentlemen, with outrageous talent back in the 1990s. And there's a certain football player who was part of that illustrious class of players. I mean, he had the most educated left foot, came across as a reluctant football hero. I think he's still reluctant even till today. The Orlando Pirates generation of people like Tebo Khomoloi, Potsotso Makanya, Aubrey Sense Lekwane, there was Dance Malisela. Yeah, you know him as a coach who goes on special leave these days. But he was a formidable captain, formidable player. And there was also the late Nick Bazooka Seshweni. I mean, that was star-studded enough back in those days. And then you add a certain Zwane in the mix, mesmerizing supporters of the Buccaneers and their opponents alike. It was a treat to witness them on the field of play, all of them playing at once. And like many, many stars of his generation, this legend cut his teeth at Jomo Cosmos before earning a place in the pantheon of greats of the Sea Robbers. Now, I mean, despite having a whole lot of fans, he went on about his game with so much poise, quietness. There was a great deal of humility within the man. I guess believing those known as football royalty deserved more publicity than him. But hey, tonight, he'll tell us why. Because here we aren't modest about honoring and celebrating our legends. Not at all. In fact, we make it our duty as hashtag MSW to celebrate the greats and remind them of their greatness. I mean, we might even throw in a question or two about another Zwane who's not playing for Orlando Pirates. How on earth is he a Kaizer Chiefs man? Hey, his father's right here. Hey, guys, it's going to be an awesome chat. I look forward to it. Do send us your WhatsApp voice notes. The number, as always, 060-708-0484. Do jump the queue because it's going to be crazy. A lot of people love him. He doesn't give too many interviews. Does not give too many interviews. In fact, he actually worked. He was my boss at the SABC back then. He was selling. He was at sales. He was the head of the sales department. He'll correct me if I'm giving him a wrong title. But an astute man and a very proud human being, Eugene Zwane. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the show.
Good evening, Rob. Thank you so much for such a wonderful intro. It's a distinct honor and privilege to be here.
Did I mess up anything? Did I lie to our shareholders here on the show?
You were a bit too generous with your praise and accolades in that intro, I think.
I expected that because, as I said, you're too humble. The humility comes out of your veins. But you're not going to dribble us here, Bob. Your dribbling days are done. We're going to be sorting you out. But how's Eugene Zwane, man? Good to see you.
Always a pleasure to be with you, Rob. I'm very good. Life is okay. Venturing into business now with all the ups and downs and load shedding and coronavirus.
I can imagine. Because that's exciting.
It's a baptism of fire.
I know, and it's a fire that you need.
Yes.
For your meat to be cooked.
Yes.
Because that's exactly what we're going to chat about later on. Because I've been to your establishment there in Soweto. Eugene Zwane, he actually makes the meat. He braais the meat for you. And he's the boss. He's the owner. But he's like, no. I'm going to put on my apron and I'm going to do this business. Post-retiring, though, was it a smart decision at the time that you retired? Was there conflict within yourself to say, is this a good time to retire?
When I retired from football, I thought I'd still give another year, season or two. But I was already contracted to the SABC on a full-time basis. Right. And at that time, football was becoming professional. In fact, the main reason why SuperSport wanted us to terminate is because they were becoming full-time, and I was refusing to go full-time because at that age I was not going to leave my job to become a full-time professional player. So not many clubs were prepared to take on a footballer who still wanted to be part-time at a time when football was becoming full-time. So I then had to take a decision to say I'll focus on my corporate career and quit football.
Okay, and I understand that because it almost felt like pressure, almost had to decide between the two, but you had run your race as far as football is concerned, and that's exactly where you're going to pick up the conversation when we come back from our break. Our very first legend in this new journey right here.
Marawa Sports Worldwide Live.
In 3, 2, 1.
On 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. #MSW.
What are the pros of betting on Lotto Star? We offer the highest guaranteed payouts in the country. You can bet on our major international lotteries, quick games, real rush games, live games, and the real jackpot race. It's 100% legal. You can bet anywhere, anytime, 24/7. How lucky can you get? Go to lottostar.co.za, your world of live games.
Lotto Stars, licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Overplucking your eyebrows in the 90s.
You're doing it wrong.
Now trying to draw them back on, but you can't remember where they go.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
And accepting just one offer for your car?
One offer is wrong.
Rather wheelie it instead. Get multiple offers and choose the best one. That's how you get the best cash price for your car.
It's the way selling should be.
Go to wheelie.co.za. It's simple, fast and safe. Don't just sell your car.
Beep, beep.
Wheelie it.
Celebrate the new year with a gift of sleep from Dial-A-Bed. It's the final days of our summer sale with up to 35% off. Get the Sealy Celebration Queen Set for only 8,499, save 4,500 Rand. Or save 4,000 Rand on the Simmons Sofa Queen Set for only 11,999. Our best sellers are ready for fast delivery. Dial-A-Bed. Sleep for life.
Food Lovers Market has incredible 40 Rand deals for you. Buy 4 100-gram beef burger patties, char-grilled, cheese, pepper or original for only 40 Rand per pack. Get a 500-gram pack of ground beef for only 40 Rand. And enjoy a 1 kg pack of Food Lovers red, smoked or chicken Viennas for just 40 Rand. These and many more unbeatable deals are valid till this Sunday, only at Food Lovers Market. The best in fresh, guaranteed.
Share the epic with the new Samsung Galaxy S23. Pre-order yours and we'll upgrade you from 256 gigabytes of storage to an epic 512 gigs at no extra cost. That's more space to store and share all your epic moments. Pre-order now and we'll also gift you with a Galaxy Tab S6 Lite for a limited time only. Samsung Galaxy S23. Share the epic. T's and C's apply.
We bring you great hits and exciting entertainment.
And our presenters enjoy doing it.
But we also have to follow the rules set out by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission's Code of Conduct.
In order to give you balanced programming, fair comment, and accurate news.
If for some reason you feel that we're not following this code,
we want to know about it.
So please contact us on comments@947.co.za.
If you're still not satisfied, you can direct your complaint in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission.
Email bccsa@nabsa.co.za. For more, visit bccsa.co.za.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live.
Are you ready?
#MSW. Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Chatting to Tim Sugazi, he is my guest. He is the chairman of TS Galaxy, a team in the Premier Soccer League. When you give praise to your defense as opposed to maybe your finishing, what do you attribute that to? Is it what you've been able to buy or what have you been able to polish as far as what you have available?
What we're able to polish, you know. So I think our guys really have managed to step up. They can see it themselves. We can see it. We can attest to it. This league is not easy.
How close are you, do you think, to reaching the standard of what Sundowns is about?
We are the only club that has illustrated to many that Sundowns is beatable. We sometimes praise them and accuse them of buying the best out of the best, but the truth is they work on these players. You know, I always describe Ishalile as Inkomo Ekorayo. You know, I think he works on his strengths, which is to put the ball in the net.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Oh man, talking about Sundowns, hey? The people are having their say right now. In fact, they're saying Sundowns will humble you.
Hey, Mr. Robert Marawe Majlupucho. No, Shongwana lo nila at the Tewin Morning Society. Umlandile Memory Sundowns. I want to remind Mr. Rivera that Sundowns in the past years have scored 6 goals. They won 6-0 against Pirates. So you need to be very careful if you speak about Sundowns, because Sundowns can humble you. Sundowns can make you quit your job. Don't come with a tendency that I can go and play Sundowns toe-to-toe. Toe-to-toe. At least Sundowns. Scored for 6-0. You can't go toe-to-toe with that guy. That guy can humble you, can make you quit your job. Must be very careful.
Make you quit your job, really?
Shonele Mr. Marawa, ngivusmathos lana sport Rotman mina ngitsa ayibhakaniya weekending. Angiyathemba sitoyibamba Sundowns Rotman, sitoyibamba Sundowns. Bafana ngababona baphakamisile. Sitoyihlaba 1-0 Rotman. Ngivusmathos sena sport. Sesiphike lapha embombela. So support Chase Galaxy Rotman. Oh, la Marawa.
Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Yeah, legendary stuff with the one and only legend, very humble man, Eugene Zwane. Do get interactive though. Before you know it, it'll be done. 011-8838-947, 011-8838-947. You can fill through any question, any comment, any praise that you do have for our legend, and I think he is more than deserving of all the praise that comes his way. Now, when you had to make that decision, Eugene, as you were saying that you were coming to the end of your career, you knew that, so you needed to make... Had you made enough money, basically, from football for you to exist?
No.
Not
at all. Part of the reason why I was steadfast in my position that I wanted to work while I was playing is because we were not earning enough. And at the time, there were no prospects of us making significant amounts of money in football. And having seen retired players and the condition and state in which they were in post-retirement, I just took a decision that I don't want to be in a situation like this. For as long as I play in the local league, earning what I'm earning, I got to do something else to provide for myself and my family post-retirement.
What were you earning?
So the question is, no, there wasn't enough money in football.
Well, you're long retired. You can tell us how much you were earning.
I think it started. My first salary was $100.
$100.
Yeah, $100 at Jan Play Pulo in the first division. Then just enough to get groceries, maybe 1 or 2 accounts at Edgar's. That was it.
Yes.
And then you're out of pocket. And then it progressed, 700 rand, 1,400 rand, 7,000 rand. And by the time I retired, I think I was about 9,000 rand.
So you never got to double figures?
No.
Up until you retired?
Until I retired.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine, and that is why people then go back and say, football players, they're broke, they don't have money. And yet the system didn't allow for you to make money.
Yeah.
I think it was only people that owned the clubs that made money. Yeah. You as football players were just part of,
it's even now, there's talk about football players earning significant amounts of money, but it's the elite group of players. It's only a handful of them. But on the whole, it's not that much money that players are earning.
But when you look back at your career, though, I mean, it's such an illustrious career that you had. Is there the one moment that really stands out and you say, whether it was at Cosmos or Supersport United or Orlando Pirates, that makes you feel very proud of an accomplishment of any sort that you had?
Yeah. It's a bittersweet response I'm going to provide, because in 1991 I was invited to Sheffield Wednesday for trial.
Oh.
And Jomo had organized it, and I was due to leave for pre-season in July. And I got injured in June. Remember, our season was Jan to December.
Yes.
And I got injured in June, and we thought it's a minor injury, but it was just recurring. And at the time that I was supposed to leave, I was unfit, and the opportunity went by there to find somebody else. That I was told at the time that they were looking for a left-sided midfielder, and they'd seen me, they'd looked at me, and they thought I'd fit the profile of the club, and I'd come over for pre-season training / trial, but that never happened. So, but what it says is that even back then, 1991, prior to admission, I think I'd done enough to warrant an invitation from a top team then in the English Premiership, So it's a proud moment, but it was never really fulfilled.
So you physically never got on a flight to go there?
No.
The injury put paid to any ideal of you playing in the UK?
Yes.
That is crazy, though. But you regret that. There's nothing you can do about injuries.
No, there's nothing. If physically you are unable to play, to perform, there's nothing that you can do. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but the consolation is that many other players have gone through the experience. But I recovered eventually. I played, and I played for a few more seasons after that.
I mean, that's probably one of the stories that not too many people have became aware of. I mean, we had seen the late Thomas Madikake go overseas. I think he went to Scotland, went to Dundee, and he really mesmerized people. It was a stage where Augustine Makalakalane were also breaking away, going overseas. And the route to Turkey then became a highway to Turkey, basically, for all of our of our players. And they did so well because they came back and they made sure, as we were saying, this day in history, made sure that we won, in 1996. But for you, though, at a club level, and especially Orlando Pirates, where you garnered millions and millions of fans that loved what you do, what was that pinnacle? What was that highlight for you?
Obviously, winning the league in 1994 after 27 years. Pirates had not seen the championship in 27 years. But as you know, in 1991, Ivan assembled a very strong team. I was able to compete. And I think it was just a few years after I'd taken over full control of the club. In 1991, we won the league. In 1994, we won the league. 1995, the Champions League. Although due to injury, I was also not a full participant in the Champions League chain. I think I played just a handful of games in the qualifying group stages, and then I was out. But that was the highlight at Paris.
Did you get the medal?
No, not for the Champions League. I didn't play enough games to warrant a medal in the Champions League, but I got the league medal.
No, man, how can they deny you a medal? You know what's beautiful is that so many of your former colleagues, whether you played with them or you played alongside or you played against them, the minute they heard that we were having you on the show today, they said there is no way we can keep our mouths quiet. We want to also throw in our voices. So listen very carefully. You might recognize one or two of these voices.
Steve Sikanu here. Thank you 94.7 for bringing back the legend Robert Marawe. Today you are hosting another legend, Eugene Nyakanyaka Zwane, Mchomana. Mchomana is such a humble guy. We always come together at his restaurant. The legends come together. We laugh about so many things that in our playing days. Robert, I'd like to thank you so much for always making sure you remember the legends, giving them some space to talk about our past during our playing days. Thank you so much. Welcome back, Mr. Marawa.
Yeah, Steve Sikano just paying a glowing tribute. So he's obviously somebody that you meet quite a lot. I mean, he talks about meeting at the business. Maybe let's talk about that. I see you wearing the cap, Zwane Meat Company. How's it taken off? I know that obviously COVID came and shook things a little bit, and now it's load shedding that's shaking you up a bit.
Yeah. But to the point that you made earlier, it's actually a good thing. Sometimes adversity is the greatest teacher. You know, sometimes when things are easy and plain sailing, you don't learn much. So I think I appreciate the fact that we started the business in the middle of load shedding, thinking that load shedding was soon going to be a thing of the past, but it was restart for a further year or so. But we learned a lot of things in that time, and now we're experiencing challenges around load shedding. But what it also means is that we got to shake things up, learn new things, new tricks, develop new strategies, ways of interacting with customers, and so on. So it's not always a bad thing. Adversity can be a great teacher.
That decision to branch off into the kind of business that you have, I mean, I call it, people want to say it's a shisanyama. I mean, it's a fully fledged restaurant, in my opinion. Yes, you do shisa the nyama, but it's a proper deal. Use the platform, because here we are on all of these unique platforms, and people want to know, where is Eugene Zwane? Where can they find you? Where is the restaurant?
We are based in Orlando West, in Pefeni. But it's not on the side of Mandela Sisulu Tutu House. It's on the other side of the railway line. But it really is don't throw away from that precinct. It's just that you got to go around the bridge to get to where we are. Well, we trade 8319 at 8319 Mabitsela Street, Orlando West, Pefeni, and we chose Shisanyama because we believe it's a unique South African offering.
Right.
And what we would like to do with Shisanyama is what the Italians have done with pizza. You know, it's bread and some vegetables and meat toppings, but it's selling all over the world. You know, they've packaged it properly, marketed properly, and every child is crazy about pizza, and at least once a week they want to have pizza. You know, but nobody is as crazy about Shisanyama as what they're actually supposed to be. But we're seeing people beginning to have a particular relationship with, especially with our Shisanyama and our business, because largely. That when people wanted this kind of product in the marketplace, depending on where you were and who was buying, it was going to taste this way, and somewhere else was going to taste that way. It wasn't packaged properly, and that's what we're trying to work on. Package it properly and make it a serious offering that can be taken to practically everywhere in the world.
I love that. I love the ambition, because I was going to say, though, I mean, I spoke about you being at the SABC, and it was a long time. I mean, you spent 22 years, 11 months at the SABC, the commercial enterprises, and you started off as an account executive in 1996 to the position of general manager, and so you just grew and grew and grew. And yeah, I mean, I'm not lying when I say you were the big shot there. You know, you were responsible for all things to do with sales at the SABC. That journey, though, because it was such a learnership for you, what teachings do you walk away with from that?
It was such a fantastic time, and the time that you spent at the SABC, it was obviously at the heart of the SABC's success. But just in terms of being able to build relationships, understanding the business side of broadcasting, generating revenue. And at the time that I left the SABC, I had actually moved a little bit away from traditional media platforms, focusing on new media, trading on the SABC's trademarks, and the SABC is in excess of 3,000 trademarks. But no one was using those trademarks, and in excess of 1.5 billion rands in unsold inventory every month. Because there's only so much that you can sell, given the size of the industry in South Africa. And we definitely need to find ways to leverage that strength and bring in additional revenues, and that's what we then started. Unfortunately, the leadership that I started that project with was terminated. Some of them had to leave, and the incoming leadership did not share the vision. But on the whole, it was a huge business experience. That is why I find it easy now to stand on my own in the business space, because of the experience I picked up in the SABC, the networks that I established while I was there. You know, things around advertising, marketing, sales, relationships, and what happens in the digital space, and so many other things that I've learned.
But it's crazy, though, because at the time you were there, that division was generating something like 5.5 billion rand.
Yeah, huge amounts of money.
You know, there was no running to Parliament to go look and ask for bailouts at that stage.
Yeah, no.
You guys were turning out proper money.
Yeah,
for the SABC.
we were the SABC's primary revenue generator. The SABC did not have to rely on government, bar one or two educational programs or channels. But on the whole, for its salaries, general operational costs, that all came out of advertising revenue. And at no stage was there a need for a bailout, for at least the period that we were there.
Yeah, I think you're going to be too expensive if I have to ask you for, to come and, lend a hand, help me sell a sock here or two, Eugene Zwane is my guest. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back from the break, there are more tributes that come your way. We'll take your calls and so much more.
Marawa Sports Worldwide. This is 947. Music, life, #MSW.
Do you with the revamped Suzuki Espresso, now with exciting new features. Do cool tech with a new generation touchscreen that connects you to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Do class-leading safety, which adds ESP and ISOFIX to the already impressive ABS, EBD, and dual front airbags. Do fuel efficiency with engine auto stop-start technology. Do you in the Suzuki Espresso from only 162,900. Contact your nearest Suzuki dealer to book a test drive now. T's and C's apply.
Fly Emirates twice daily from Johannesburg to Dubai and beyond and experience more. In Emirates Economy, it's endless entertainment on the biggest screens in the sky plus live sport. That's more. Gourmet cuisine that gives you a taste of your destination served with free-flowing drinks. That's more. Special meals and toys for kids to keep your little explorers happy. That's more. So whichever way you look at it, more really does mean more in Emirates Economy. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Lotto Star introduces Monopoly Big Baller to our live game shows with an instant payout of up to 5 million rand. Bet on different number cards giving you multipliers and bonuses. To enter Mr. Monopoly's 3D world, simply bet on 3 or 5 rolls, match the numbers and start collecting incredible multipliers with each roll of the dice. Lotto Star, your world of live games.
Monopoly is a trademark of Hasbro and is used with permission. Lotto Stars licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 660 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Has someone beaten you to your dream?
Previously on Anele and the Club
on 947.
Imagine Martin Luther King. I have a dream. That's mine, Martin.
Maybe it wasn't his dream.
Maybe it was. Guys, maybe it was Oliver Tambo wanted to say never and never again. And then Nelson took it.
Anele and the Club on 947.
Weekdays
6 to 9 a.m.
This is 947.
#MSW. Inquisitive fun. It's radio. #MSW. Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
I think a trending topic in South Africa. 1 billion rand to the South African tourism has hit back. The acting CEO, Themba Khumalo, has vowed to continue with the sponsorship deal.
We looked at who are the big aggregators of audiences in the world. Is sport and entertainment. The envisaged deal that we're looking at has got absolutely nothing to do with football. The version of the story that you've been told is not true. All stakeholders that say that they were not consulted, it's the truth. We were still on our way before this thing was leaked.
No leaks here on hashtag MSW. Want your views? They're not backing down, they're going ahead with it. What does Tim Sugazi say?
He failed successfully in drilling into the detail. And
so you're not convinced? You're not buying that story?
I'm not convinced that it's not a football thing.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. Hashtag MSW.
Yes, 16 minutes left with the legend himself, Eugene Zwane, garnering so much talkability on social media platforms. I can tell you, Fred Muaketsi says, it makes me sick when media and us fans push popular players for top jobs at SAFA as well as the Premier Soccer League while ignoring educated former not popular players like Zwane, Crowley, Desneves, Khompela, etc. Does he have a point? I mean, do you have any ambitions of being a SAFA president, of being a PSL chairman or something like that?
Interestingly, somebody actually said to me the other day, it's something I should think about. It had never crossed my mind. It wasn't something that was in my radar. But then somebody mentioned it and said, look, they believe that given my experience, and it's something I should consider. So I'm thinking about it at the moment.
Would you though? But at what level? I mean, would you go for SAFA?
Yeah, it's upper management level at SAFA.
Yeah.
There's some. Yeah, I've been told, but I've been asked to engage the CEO directly. So.
Would you be what, CEO?
No.
Well, sometimes this thing of being a president of the association almost comes across as ceremonial. You're there, press conference, you're there defending a certain line. But as a CEO, I mean, you lead and commercially you are solid. I mean, that's your leadership.
Yeah, and I think it should not be about the position.
Yeah.
It should be about the ability to make a contribution. Football is in a very poor state at this point in time for a variety of different reasons.
What would you change immediately?
For me, Rob, the starting point is the infrastructure and the facility.
Yeah.
And I always draw this comparison with rugby, and I say that a rugby child, from the time they first interact with the sport in South Africa, will play on manicured lawns, well looked after lawns, until they turn professional. Right? At school, at club level, everywhere they are going to play the game. It's because there's a conscious decision by those that lead the sport of rugby to ensure that happens, right? So that's the type of thinking that we need in football, right? And mobilize, because resources are there. Resources need to be mobilized to make sure that those investments into the game of football are made so that players of football can play in manicured lawns and they can improve their game from a very early age. Now kids have to play in bumpy soil, pitches, in the townships and rural areas. And from a development point of view, they start off with or at a disadvantage.
But let's start off. I mean, you talk about your son, eh? We wouldn't be having a conversation about Samkelo Zwane, playing for Kaizer Chiefs and being seen as one of the real superstars of the future if you didn't have to rescue him, because he was at Mooikloof, the private school in Pretoria. They didn't have football. But he was great. He was playing rugby. He was doing well at rugby. But you could see something that said, hey, this guy's going to be a great football player. Tell me about that decision, because it couldn't have been an easy one to take.
Yeah, so this young star is 7 then, and he gets selected to come and play rugby at the school, and the school says, no, this year we're not offering football. There's no coach, and there's a story behind why there's no football, because we're challenging it as parents to say no, but if you're accepting these kids, they should be offered, various sporting courses. And then we get told, no, there will be soccer at some point in the near future, but for now, rugby. And then he participates in rugby. Then he excels, and he becomes a star player there. But then he's all over the place. He's running, he's tackling, he's kicking. He's
an all-rounder.
But when we get home, we kick the ball. And I can see this guy can play, And we go to the stadium, to the local stadium, we kick the ball around. And I was then convinced that no, this future is likely to be in football, not rugby. And also because, one or two kids got injured, suffered serious injuries in rugby, and I was like, maybe not.
Collarbones, everything.
So that was motivation enough for us to look at moving him out of the school to a different school where he could pursue his football.
Lots of questions are coming through around your son. I mean, I've seen him play. What a football player. Sure. Boy Dumelo, calling from Westin, says he knows you personally.
Hey, Rob, good evening.
Tumza, how are you?
Hey, sharp, Mangete.
Good evening, Tumza.
Are you well, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, sir.
Yeah, Rob, in my early days as a young boy, I was lucky to work at the hotel somewhere in Braamfontein where Chiefs and Orlando Pirates camped, and sometimes Cosmos. That's where Cosmos stole Chiefs in Nyanga, but that's another story. So just want to confirm what you were saying about Umangete. Very humble guy. I had an opportunity to meet him. I mean, he left Cosmos, very talented left-footed player. And when they play a game at Orlando Pirates, they come back to the Devonshire Hotel, and he comes pick up his car or whatever. He's waiting for his lift, and he would have time to discuss football with me. And I'm nobody, just working at a hotel. He had time, and with no rush, listening, and I'll be commenting on the game. And what a humble guy! I mean, I've seen him on TV now. And I agree with Moketi, or is that Moketi from Rustenburg, to say a popular player, we always put them forward to say, why don't they run football? But we don't consider the brainy players to say, why don't they run football? And Mangete is one of those.
Yeah. But thank you so much. We Dumelo joining us right here on hashtag MSW. I think he's basically saying what we're all saying. We have a sense of belief, and I think you'll remember this man as well. Hey, he was a very, very strong captain.
Good afternoon, Eugene. Ronnie Zondi here. My brother, it has been an honor and a privilege to have worked alongside you for so many years. And I cannot doubt your leadership qualities and you personally as a person. I've learned a lot from you, and I'm still hoping to learn a lot from you. I mean, like, you have been leading us in the Orlando Pirates Masters to the satisfaction of everybody. And I think all this emanate from you as a person and the education that you have acquired and how you were brought up. It's evident from your playing days that you were going to be successful as you are. And let me take this opportunity to wish you and your family all the best in all the desires of your heart, and always be around to support you in whatever way I can. And I wish God give you good health and increase your days of your lives, and you achieve what you aspire to. And God bless you. Bye.
Sanbonan, Dumelang. Prarop and you, Prayuch. You have a legend there, and being under Eugene wings made me a better person. And Eugene just played a big role in my life to uplift me. And the way we together at Orlando Pirates Legends, he's the one who's in charge. And then you could see by his leading skills, you can see that he's a gentleman. And then I would like to wish him good luck to everything that he does. And thank you very much, Eugene, again, for everything that you did for us at Orlando Pirates Legends. And for me personally, I thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Well, for those who don't know that voice, it's a naughty sounding voice. Hey, Naughty Mgwena.
Afternoon, Rob. Yeah, my brother Eugene. This is Goodman Hlongwane. I just want to let you know that you have contributed to South African football. Yeah, you are still doing so through your son. I'll tell you what, when you were still at Cosmos, we didn't want you. Ogi, Augustine Makalakalane, Sheikh Skwabeni, and the late Thomas Madikhache. May his soul rest in peace. Yeah, because of your skill, we didn't want you to hold on too much on the ball. And then when we come to you, we will come hard, yeah, and make it the point that like we kick everything we see. Because you are doing the same with the ball. When you get the ball early and you charge on us, it was not easy to mark you guys. Thank you, my brother, and cheers.
Oh man, such big names in football, man. Goodman Hlongwane coming in, giving us his praise, man, as we hand the man his flowers tonight. Talk about Eugene Zwane.
Hi Robbie, my brother, congratulations, my outie. That's why I call you TKZ. Mauvalangapa uvulangale. Autiaga, congratulations. Yeah, and hi to Mangete Mchomana in your studio. Kirai. Same WhatsApp group lo and Autiaga Lena. Have a retrench. He didn't fall army when I meet market. Koso way to, yeah, and it's running well. Yeah, but and the nice thing ke hore wa tseba Eugene ke one man show wa braya o khotsa mollo o checka stock o go tilling. Yeah, but as a surprise because o dlaletse Joburg Cosmos. Yeah, so ke pay master ke everything go shopo. But anyway, but get a good luck and good luck ka fela lo ela robe good luck out here ka Spanish sausage.
Edward by chance Mutale, never a dull moment when that one is around. Eh? Hey, he says you take off the Chomoson. The Chomoson is a coach, he's the ball boy, he's the photocopier, he's everything. Hey? Oh man, but I mean, just a quick response to just all of these legends, man, that have taken their time and said we want to praise this man and say thank you. Goodman, Hlongwane, thank you. Naughty Mgwena, Ronnie Zondi, Steve Sekano. Just a quick wrap on that one.
It's humbling, Rob. I interact with these guys pretty much regularly. They visit our shop regularly, and you know, I can't thank them enough because their presence at our restaurant motivates fans to want to come, to be in their presence, to take pictures with them, to get them to sign autographs, to chat about the game, and so on. So they give us their time, but the time that they give us brings us customers.
Yes.
You know, so it's helping our business grow, and I can't thank them enough. And these are my brothers. I call them my brothers for life. You know, and we've been in this thing together. And I'm humbled by the kind ways that they expressed today, especially the Orlando Pirates guys. I have the privilege of leading the team, the Masters team. And we work so well together. We cooperate. It's fantastic.
Who's winning the game between Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns?
Hey, this one's going to be tight, but I do know that Sundowns is going to be stopped at some point.
Is it this weekend?
It is most probably going to be this weekend.
Is it this weekend?
It is this weekend.
Okay, so thank you for the answer.
Hey, Robert Mangete, like you said, he's a very humble man. I remember when he was an analyst, Kulatuma. The way Akuluma, you will see he is a very humble man. But my question, why let his son to go and play for Kaizer Chiefs, or is because Babimane coach Kaizer Chiefs? Why angamvumelanga Pirates ngoba we got told stories about Tibuho Muloi nabo Dr. Kumalo. They always said Boba they played a role ukuthi bayodlala ku Pirates na ku Chiefs. So why yena ngafosta umntwana wakhe ukuthi ayodlala ku Pirates as a
I'm just cutting that one off because of time, but we get the question.
It's a personal choice. Mine was to channel him towards something that he loves. He indicated that he wants to play football, he wants to make a career out of football, and that was enough for me. Which team then he chose to go to was his decision. And of course it had something to do with Arthur as well.
Sure.
But
because Arthur's your distant cousin.
Yes. As a mentor and a guide, it was also important for me to have somebody like Arthur overseeing his growth and development. And then I can't then separate him from Arthur and Kaizer Chiefs, because he's already operating in that space, and it's not my decision. He happens to love Kaizer Chiefs. He's passionate about Chiefs. He's on record as saying that he wants to be a Kaizer Chiefs legend, and mine is just to support him.
Have you ever worn a Chiefs jersey yourself?
Won it? No, I haven't.
You've never?
No, I haven't.
Which means you've never worn your son's jersey?
No, it's too small.
Hey, come on, man. You can wear it as a crop top, Baba. Eugene Zwane, you know what, man? It's times like these where we wish we had a documentary about you and to really catapult you into where you belong, which is in leadership of football. That's what we're all saying. May the good gods bless you, man. As our first legend on #MSW on this platform, I thank you so much. God bless you, future CEO of the South African Football Association.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. It's an honor and a privilege to have been the first person to grace the 947 studios. What an experience. Thank you so much.
Yay. Doesn't give interviews, this man. We had to drag him out. Have a super weekend, man. Catch you on Monday.
Robert Marawe, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Turn it up. This is 947.
We throw the hottest parties